Hey, good morning, folks. All right, so basically, I took everything out. I'm gonna be putting my CMU over to uh, Moza Vision GS steering wheel. So I just wanted to show you guys. I've already taken it apart from my old steering wheel, so I can use it and show you guys how easy it is to actually put this all together. This is the CMU, the internal. That's the inside. This is where you plug in your shifter. I'm not exactly quite sure what these are for. Maybe for the podium, because it's got um, three shifter on each side. So basically, there's a cover right here. I'm going to be plugging this in, and this is just a plastic cover like the OEM Fanatec that sells. So here's the whole podium. Again, I like the CMU style because this part right here it's a little shorter compared to the Fanatec, which is a little bit more thicker. You want to put this in. There's a screw right here. Just tighten it. Pretty simple to process, really. So, I mean, obviously, since I'm using this, I don't need the paddle shifter. I removed it right here. So I'm gonna put this back to my F1 steering wheel. Um, yeah, but this is the shifter that was here. So just slightly tighten it. Don't over tighten it because it's plastic. All right, so now you need the hub. So this little tiny hub that's basically connects to the steering wheel, you're gonna need to align it. So if you look, there's a USB-C here. So basically, that's gonna be facing down, plugging into the unit. The way how you have to install this is there's this notch right here. There's four on the bottom, four notches on the bottom, and there's six on the top. So the four on the bottom has to go on the bottom as well. Luckily for this, they do come with a screw, so which I'm going to be using. Oh, let's see. Wait. Okay, so this is threaded, and that's threaded. Um, I think that might cause a little bit of a problem. Let me try one first. Huh. It's a little tight when you start it because there is a what do you call this? A thread locker. So wait a minute. I was hoping he doesn't have the thread because that's threaded, and I can't really. Huh. Interesting. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna. It might come out loose. Wait a minute. I think I might need an adapter. So this is not going to work. Oh, that's pretty tight. Wait a minute. Does this work? Mm, that's tight. Okay, that's a problem. Not what I was expecting. Alright, well, I'll pause the video here first. I'll do some drilling so it can go all the way. It has to be free. Basically, it has to be like this, right? So there's a free flow so you can tighten it to here. But if that thing is threaded, you won't be able to by the time you're at the end of the thread, it's gonna lock here, but it's not going to lock there. So you'll see literally some spaces there. All right, well, that's a fail. I'll be back for part two, I guess. All right, guys, welcome back again. Um, so I made a mistake. Well, not necessarily a mistake, but I found a problem, a fix basically. So I didn't need to drill the threads out. Didn't realize that there's other 3 screws inside, and it comes with the screws that came with it. So basically, that's all you need. These are for if you have the steering wheel on top, you still have an extra thread to go out, but it will not come through here. So technically, just the hub, it's just this 3. So that works. And basically, that's it. That's all you got to do. Plug this in. All right. So let's see if this locks. Does it work? Oh, yep. There you go. Oh, that's okay. That's freaking solid. See, this is the part that I didn't like. When you have an aftermarket steering wheel, you have this quick release, and you have another quick release. So to avoid the the long length of the steering wheel, um, I'm going to buy the QR2 from CMU that has a built-in hub. So the built-in hub basically is you take this out, at least have about an inch and a quarter length extra to so I can remove that. So the QR2 CMU that comes with a hub literally is just technically the hub, the QR2 itself, but all the electronics are inside. So I'm moving that through here. So from there, moving it to here. Then at least I have a somewhat shorter length of it. But here you go. This is it. Look at that. That thing is damn, holy crap. This thing is long. But again, there's no play on it. No play on this. Obviously, everyone knows there's always a play for the Fanatec, the real one or the fake one. This is the real one. So this is what I'm going to do. Use this. Try it out for a couple days and see if it works. And then, yeah, that's it. I'm going to turn it on shortly. I'll show you guys on that one. So here, there. Holy crap. This is a pretty thick shot. Damn, it's too big. It's too long. Right? That's what she said. Alright. Um, Let me go ahead and plug everything in. Just the USB and all that stuff so you can see all the lights turned on. Alright. Alright folks. Finally got everything plugged in. So let me show you. Here's the steering wheel. All plugged in. You can change the dash, which is kind of nice, although I'm not sure if you can see in the video, but I see it in person. There is somewhat of a delay. This is the, let's see, let me straighten that out. Yeah, it takes time also to adjust into center, but um, yeah, so far it's pretty good. So I finally, for some reason, last night, I did all the firmware update, software, everything. I was not able to change the colors. I plugged that in today. All of a sudden, I have the ability to make those changes in the software. I am using the beta version of the I'm not sure if the Moza pit house is beta, but all the firmware is beta. Um, but here you go. Look how long that is. It's just this thing's still bothering me, but luckily for me, my seat can be adjusted and also my pedal. So even if I have the longer shaft, it's okay because I can move those in and out. There's no problem. But here you go. I'll try to go ahead and make a video on this setup. I'll show you guys in a bit. All right, let's see how it goes.